What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Given here today with another video for you. In the background you're watching some Black Ops 3, which it is relative to the topic that I'm going to discuss, but it's not relevant to the actual proper game, which is everybody's favourite FPS shooter at this current moment in time, which is Infinite Warfare. Now, I'm about 3 days late with this, but I've kind of sort of waited a little bit. I knew about this, but I didn't really want to talk about it just yet. I wanted to kind of just sort of let the dust settle and sort of go back into myself a little bit and have a bit of a thought about how I feel about this and what my actual proper thoughts on the whole thing was. Now, there was a post that appeared on the Infinite Warfare feed on Reddit about 3 days ago now, and it's entitled "Scorestreak variants coming to a supply drop near you." Now, this should already strike fear into the heart of many people out there. And basically what it kind of says, it's just a short post, but it gives a little bit of information. I don't think it's been officially confirmed as yet, however it looks like this is going to happen, and that is that effectively what they're doing is they're bringing variants to the score streaks that we already have, but they're going to be doing that in the form of supply drops. Now, if you think about it in terms of Advanced Warfare, where you could take a score streak and you could add little bits and pieces to it, or do little bits and pieces that were slightly different with it, but that would be at the cost of it costing you more to be able to get that score streak, which wasn't, in fairness, I didn't actually think that was too bad of a thing. Now, granted, I didn't really play Advanced Warfare loads by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't like my most favourite game out there, but that was one of the little things that I thought that they did that was quite nice. It just meant you could change it up a little bit, and you could almost make it situational to the game type you were playing, or even potentially to the map that you were playing as well. Now, in terms of the actual score streaks themselves, there's 4 that they're going to be looking at: the UAV, the Scarab, the Scorchers, and the Warden. The UAV, there's 3 variants that you can get for these now: rare, legendary, and epic. For the UAV, the rare is increased duration, decreased health. Legendary is increased armor, decreased duration. Epic is extra assist points, increased cost. And then you've got with Scarab, rare, increased debuff, less damage. Legendary, increased speed, decreased duration. Epic is stealth with decreased speed. We move on to Scorchers. Rare is precision strike, 1 plane. Legendary is increased speed, increased cost. Epic is split strike, 1 plane. And then you've got Warden, which for those you've got for rare, it's extra flare, decreased duration. For legendary, it's high beam, no cannon. And for epic, it's moving fortress, no turret. So basically, the post goes on to say that not all of the score streaks have been listed there, and that some of these are passives and a bit ambiguous, and more could be added with upcoming updates and things like that. So, looking at it from a couple of angles, it's a bit of a fucking annoyance, because at the end of the day they are trying to squeeze as much money out of this game as is humanly possible. And I mean as is humanly possible, because, well, we all know that the sales are down, so because of that Activision need to think, well, what are we going to do to be able to bring this back? And at the end of the day, what everybody needs to remember about Activision, effectively, as an organisation, they're a billion-dollar organisation. To give you an idea, they posted, these figures are slightly old, just over a year old, 30th of September, nearly 2 years old, sorry, 30th of September 2015, I think it was, they posted revenues of $1.04 billion. When you think about it, games are probably one of the biggest things that they do. I think they bought Candy Crush, didn't they? Or the maker of Candy Crush, King, for $5.9 billion or something silly like that. I think it was 5.9 billion. Yeah, 5.9 billion. So it gives you an idea of where they're at and what is most important to Activision, and that is, it's the money. There's no two ways about that. The thing that really sucks about this is the fact that it's going to be going into supply drops. So, you know it's going to be rare that you're going to get one anyways, but what that also does is that decreases your chance, if you're still playing the game and putting money into it, to actually get certain weapons, or even if you just, you know, saving up your keys or whatever, it's going to cost you well, your chances of being able to get the certain weapon that you're trying out for is going to be decreased. Excuse me, because there's more variety and options that are actually in there now, which makes it just infinitely worse in that basis. And the thing is that this is now, make no doubt about it, this game is now purely pay to win. Whenever I play Infinite Warfare, the one gun that I get killed with, I would probably say 80 to 90% of the time, alright, I'll be a little bit fairer, maybe 75 to 80% of the time, is the MV4 Epic variant. I forget what it's called now because I've not played it for so long. You'd think I put an Infinite Warfare video in the background, but I just can't bring myself to play the game at the moment. I'll probably pick it up again at some point. But it makes it so it's, you know, the game is completely pay to win. I tend to get absolutely destroyed by epic variants. And listen, if you want to spend your money on supply drops to do that, that's fine. But it ruins it for a lot of other people who might not have that money to be able to do that and just want to play the game to have fun. And when it becomes pay to win, you take the fun out of the game completely. And that's upsetting. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was that, I know I mentioned it in a video about breaking news where the leaderboards are coming in, they're going to be coming in at the end of the month, and and they've made some changes to them. And it's something, finding out a little bit more information about this, that effectively all that they're doing is, I think it's the top 10,000 people that play the game will actually get a proper rank. If you're below that 10,000, you only get a percentage, so you don't actually officially get ranked. What's really clever about this from Activision and Infinity Ward in particular is what they've done is they've managed to give us the leaderboards that we want, but it doesn't give us an inkling as to how many people are actually playing the game. It's quite sly on their part, because if you remember, you'd look and you think, oh, I've made it to the top like 10,000 in the world, I've made it to the top 1,000 in the world, I've made it to the top 100 in the world. I can remember playing Black Ops 3, particularly when I was doing the Grey Disciple Challenge for Kill Confirmed. I got to, I think in a month, I got to the top 10 in the world of playing Kill Confirmed. Now, I've never done that on a game before. I was well proud of that fact. Top 10 in the world. It was only for a week, but it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. But it's little things like that where it's really sneaky that they're not showing you how many people are playing the game, whilst at the same time trying to con everybody out of their pennies at the same time. So, I think it's safe to say, pretty much without a shadow of a doubt, if there was anything left at all, A, this game has been a complete flop in terms of sales. They know how many people are playing it, they just don't want us to tell us. And Activision are really turning the screw now in terms of trying to make us spend even more money, whilst at the same time decreasing your chances of being able to actually get the things that you're going to be spending your money on in the first place. I think this potentially is going to be the first Call of Duty where I don't actually buy the map packs for it. I don't know. I've yet to decide that yet. As being a content creator, a very small one on YouTube, it's one of those weird things where you feel obliged to, because you want to bring all the nice new content for people to look at and play. But the thing is that people probably realise with my channel, there's a bit of a change going on. Yes, there is still the gaming element of it, but vlogs are coming in a lot more now, like the sort of more comedy style video that I did the other day. Thanks for the support on that, by the way, really appreciate it. Things are changing slightly, and I just potentially don't see the need to do it, especially when effectively we're being bent over a table and fisted up the arse for every red cent that we've got left to spend on a game that is effectively failing and will be over within a year, technically, because I do believe it will be over in a year. And the thing is I go play on Black Ops 3 and I can get into a lobby easy, no problems at all. There's never any issue with it being unbalanced in terms of numbers on each side or anything like that. I go and play Infinite Warfare, it takes me ages to get into a lobby. Not only that, you get into that lobby and that lobby then is completely unbalanced. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a lobby playing 4 versus 6, which just makes me giggle. And the only reason I can think of that is maybe potentially for parties, but I don't even know if that's true. But anyways, in summary, Activision are fucking us over for money, quite simply. Infinity Ward have brought out the leaderboards, but they've done it in kind of a sneaky way that still doesn't let us see how many people are actually playing the game online. The last time a Call of Duty actually showed us how many people were playing the game online was Ghosts, I think, at any one given moment in time. from a console point of view. And they haven't done since then, because the numbers are dwindling, because people's appetite for particular types of games are changing, and also as well people's appetite for futuristic, dare I say it, warfare, says the guy that plays Overwatch and Destiny, is dwindling slightly when it comes to an inverted commas real world war type situation, or terrorist type situation, I don't know. But yeah, just wanted to bring you that little piece of information. So, Scorestreak variants. Are we a yay or a nay? I can tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I am a fucking nay. I think it's disgusting. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click the like button. If you're new to my channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.